All right, we're going to replace the seal in a slide room. And first we're going to take a look at the tools that we need to get that job done. I'm going to use some release tape to protect the bodywork, a seal insertion tool, a right angle brush to get lubricant up inside the frame channel, a pair of shears so we can get a nice clean cut on the seal when we reinstall it, a pick to pull the seal out of the channel, a knife to be able to separate the lower part of the seal so that we can actually get it started. Without that, you're going to have a real tough time getting the old seal out if you don't cut off the bottom piece, and we'll show you how to do that. A flat screwdriver, of course you need a new seal, right angle pliers, some super glue or cyanoacrylate glue, rags just to clean up, a brush to be able to apply the lubricant to the seal, a small pail to hold your lubricant, and then we got the rubber lubricant itself. It's totally impossible without this lubricant. There's some other products that people might suggest, such as using silicone. The problem with silicone is that, yeah, it'll be nice and slippery when you put it in, and it stays slippery for a long time, so it doesn't dry like the rubber lubricant does. So then you end up with a seal that can actually pop back out of the channel unintentionally. Another product that people sometimes use for applications like this is like an oil-based product or grease, and that can attack the seal, so we don't want to use that. And then finally, soap. Some people will say, oh, just use soap or soapy water, and that's a caustic chemical, so what will happen is that it will attack the aluminum and can possibly damage the aluminum frame. You get white chalk everywhere. So please stick with a product that's specifically designed as a rubber lubricant. The product we're using is a brand called Ruglide. It's the most popular brand around here, but I'm sure there's other products. If you want to do some research, you look into what auto shops are using to do tire changes. That's where you get this type of product from, is usually an auto parts store. I'm here with a seal that we want to get out. And so we're going to show you how to pop that seal out so you can put a new seal in. First step is we're going to cut with a utility knife with a nice sharp blade. We're going to separate that seal. Okay, being careful not to damage the paint. Take a screwdriver, it's a flat blade screwdriver, push it through so that I can pull him this direction. Okay. Pull that piece out. So we're going to take a pick and we're going to go up in here to be able to hook onto the rubber and pull him down. Again, you're going to be careful not to damage paint and things like that. So, okay, so now we got him out, and at this point, we're just going to pull that seal out, and he just comes right out of there. I've always had it come out in just one piece. Prepared the slide room. We basically just put some release tape down. And the reason for that is just to protect the paint, because we could be working their tools. We don't want to scratch the paint job or anything like that. We're going to put a new seal in. We got our seal, of course. We got some cardboard down. The lubricant we're going to be using, that rubber lubricant Ruglide, it's real slippery, so you don't want to get on the floor and then you end up falling and cracking your head open. And normally you would start in the bottom center, but because we're doing this on a mock-up, I don't want to crawl around the floor and stuff like that. So we're going to start up here on the top. So the first steps here is we're going to cut a nice clean cut on the end of the seal. Grab my shears. So that's pretty simple to do, just a nice clean square cut. We're going to get our lubricant, and we're going to put a little bit of lubricant down here because we're going to be sliding around here a little bit. And we're going to put lubricant up in the channel. That's what the 90-degree brush is for. So we have our 90-degree brush, and we're going to put lubricant, I just got all over the place, up inside this channel. And then, of course, we're going to put some lubricant on the seal itself. You want to pay special attention to make sure you get it on the grooves on the back side. To get it started, you know, of course, you could have an assistant doing this with you, but I'm going to try to do it on my own. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, to get it started, I got to get those fins up in there. So I'm going to use this tool and then push up underneath here. So now that piece is started. Now if I take my finger out, he's going to pop right out. So I'm going to hold my finger here and just kind of run him in for a few inches to get it started. So now he's started. And so now that he's started, he's got the lubricant on him. It's actually, you know, my fingernails are short. Of course, you have long, sharp fingernails. You'll actually cut the seal if you try to do this. But I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to do it this way and just run my fingers to force it into that track. And it really is that simple. Now, if you don't want to use your fingers, you know, for whatever reason, you can, you know, we have and this dimension is very critical. We have a flat, blunt, smooth object, and you can actually squeeze them under here, and then you can use this tool as well to do it. And, you know, that's why we have the release tape, is if you're using a tool like this, you don't want to scratch up the paint. Okay, now the corners are a little trickier because it gets tighter on the corners. So we're going to, because this lubricant dries, which is what we want because we don't want it to stay lubricated and pull out of the track, I'm going to re-lube them around the corner. And you can do it with your fingers, but, you know, I'm just going to, and this is also nice and slick. I'm going to put the tool under here and I'm going to just run right through that corner. Okay, I'm holding him. If you hold him like this, then he'll have a tendency to want to pop out. So I'm going to put him at a slight angle, and that's going to help feed the seal into the groove. Okay. So that's basically it. You just keep going around like that. Too much. Okay, I'm going to use my pick, and what I'm going to do is put this one in first. Side in. So I got to use my pick to guide him up into the channel. Okay. And then I'm just going to push it all in there. So this is engaging the seal into the channel. Okay, now he's up in there. This to pull them together. There you go, that's it. Turn it off. There's a section here so you can kind of see what's going on. Is you got the seal needs to be pressed up into this channel, and these fins will engage the teeth in this profile. So one thing that I do, you know, to kind of finish things up, is you can get this tool in here, and just to make sure everything's compressed, because I use my finger in this section to compress it. So you take this tool and just run it through there, and you can see that when he passes through here, it's putting some pressure on it, it's forcing it up. So I'm just going to run that thing through as a final touch to make sure that the seal is pressed up completely.